to have a seat. And here with me now, I have hair studio artists' very own Eric and Samantha. How are you guys?
We're awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Now, I do want to get into how you really got started in hair.
For me, it was actually one of those decisions you make like on a whim. I was really getting my hair done, asking the stylist how she really liked the industry, and just making small talk, and her passion for it was the first thing I've ever seen, with someone who really loved what they did, and just kind of fell onto me. The next day I kind of signed up for Veda Institute. I finished my school, my classes that I was taking in college, but that summer I was already enrolled and started.
And how long have you been doing hair for?
It's been 5 years
5
now.
years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And how about you, Eric?
I've been doing hair for 20 years, and the industry sort of found me. I was an art and music major in college, and I went to graduate school, and after that, the industry just sort of found me, and then I found my niche, and doors opened up, and I spent a lot of years in New York working for major hair color manufacturers, teaching, doing hair shows, models, photo shoots, and I found myself traveling all over the country.
Wow. So what is it about hair that really, signifies your company?
I think that the passion and dedication to education that we both hold, he's 20 years in the industry, but he's still flying out to LA to take seminars, to do hair color classes. I'm still, I'm certified with 2 companies to teach behind the chair, and to go into salons to teach education, as well as having the opportunity to go to Premiere, the biggest hair show in the U.S., to be on stage to do work. I've been able to teach a class in Miami at Miami Beach Hair Show, do platform work there. So, we want to take it one step further. It's not just behind the chairs. What else is out there? We keep ourselves educated all the time, watching shows on BehindTheChair.com or things on YouTube, new techniques. We're always engaged.
That's really interesting that, you keep up with the trends and styles today, because, face it, we are always changing.
Right.
So what styles right now are really in?
Honestly, everyone's kind of boring right now. I don't think that there's been a big hair trend since Victoria Beckham did the bob and then went short, and everyone really followed that. Pixie cuts got in. You saw Rihanna do a similar thing with the asymmetric, and then she went short as well. But since then, you're seeing a lot of Kim Kardashian, you're seeing a lot of curls at the bottom, volume's not quite at the top anymore. You're seeing more texture towards the bottom.
Right. And how important is hair care?
Oh my God, it's everything. It's everything. The average consumer is not taking care of their hair the way they should be. The average consumer is actually being misled by so many salons out there, and that's what makes our company unique, is that not only are we educating our clients, but we're also out there educating other salons and traveling and teaching. And you just don't get that mix in your typical salon. Statistically, the average salon is about 10 years behind in their training. I published a book 3 years ago that cites all this information, and that's why Sam and I get to travel and do all these things. We just came back from St. Thomas a week ago, where we were flown in, we were treated like royalty, we taught a fabulous class, and now we have other classes lined up as well.
Wow, and this book that you published, is there any way that viewers can get a hold of that?
Sure, absolutely. They can go to haircolorartist.com. It was written for the salon industry, but it would be a great eye-opener for consumers to read what really goes on in the salon industry, and I have plans of making a consumer version of that book down the road.
And how many years in the making did that book take?
10.
Wow, 10 years.
10 years.
So we have a very acknowledged and friendly staff right here. And, how long has your company been in business for?
Just over a year now.
Just over a year?
Yeah.
And you mainly focus on hair care.
That's
We're
it.
strictly hair care. So we take it a step further. It's not just hair. He does color and I do cut. So it's a specialization within hair care.
So you really get to spend that extra time with your clients and make them feel, welcome, and really give them the whole shebang.
Right, and I think it's also a comfort level for the client. They're not sitting there processing with color on their head while their stylist is doing a cut, and they feel like they're processing too long, and people are trying to squeeze people in. It doesn't work. It flows a lot better with us.
Not only does it flow, but they're getting an expert in each individual service. The average hairdresser who does both that cut and color, they're not horrible at what they do, but if you focus on so many things, there's an expression, jack of all trades, master of none, but if you can master one craft, color or cutting, that consumer has tremendous trust in your abilities and the end result is proof of the pudding.
Are highlights as, popular as they have been? Or is it-
Absolutely, but they've changed. They've evolved. Highlights today are not your mother's or your grandmother's highlights. Highlights today are soft, they're natural, they're off the scalp, they're down at the bottom, and like Samantha was talking about style, color and cut, there's something for everybody. So although it's a little bit boring in the fashion world, for the consumer, there's almost unlimited number of factors out there for them. They could wear natural, they can wear avant-garde, they can wear fashion, they can wear trend. We tailor it to that individual, their lifestyle, and what they do for a living.
Do you also show techniques of how to style your hair?
We do. I always shows, like, I will literally put a brush in a client's hair to show them the bangs, because I think that that's the most important part about a blow dry. And we're in talks of doing some videos of some, like, quick, easy styling techniques to really, like, there's a big difference when someone sits down and, like, they're like, oh my God, when you blow dry my hair, it's so different. Well, that's really flattering, but I don't want to be the only one that can blow dry your hair and you think it looks good. It's important that, the 6 to 8 weeks that I don't see you, I don't want to hide my head when I see you in the mall and your hair looks horrible and I'm like, I cut that and she didn't style it
Exactly.
today. I want you to look great every day.
Typically, how long does a hairstyle take?
Behind the chair or?
It doesn't matter. Like if you were doing someone's hair that you just cut, yeah, behind the chair.
Behind the chair, I would probably take about 45 minutes for a haircut
Wow.
and blow dry.
And so why is it, because there's so many salons out there, why is it that clients are better off going to you?
Because we can give them an individualized service at an expert level. And the way Sam and I approach hair and the way the hair comes out, it's really different than the average salon. And that's because of our training and our continued training. And we never take that for granted. The day that Sam and I say we're done training is the day we should just hang it up and quit. I mean, imagine your doctor, your dentist just saying, yeah, I haven't done anything in the past 10 years, open your mouth. I'd be running. I mean, we want to stay on the cutting edge of everything. And so what makes it unique is that we approach hair differently than all the other salons. For example, in terms of hair color, the average salon is going to bleach, bleach, bleach. They're going to stack foils in straight lines and make it look like spaghetti. We're going to etch it in. Your hair is a living canvas. We're going to paint it, we're going to etch it in, and we're going to make it look alive. And then Sam's going to sculpt it. So it's painting and sculpting coming together and creating a very alive look for that individual.
I like the words that you use.
It's
it's not your typical cut, color, blow dry. It's very, it kind of makes me feel like if I go to you, my hair's going to come to life.
We're going to
'Cause
create
it's
it.
pretty dull right now.
Your piece of art, and we're going to mold and create and paint that art. And we're going to take our time to do it.
And I think it even goes a step further than I think that when you leave you're going to have amazing hair, but I also think that should be an expectation of anywhere you go. I think I really value our customer service. We are right on top of everyone, whether you want to text us, email us, you call us. We're available pretty much 24/7. You can book appointments online. We just try to be there. I really feel like I have a connection with my clients. It's not, okay, see you in 8 weeks. I try to stay in touch and stay in contact with everyone that I see. It's important to me.
And it's so true what Sam said. So many clients have that expectation, but unfortunately so many salons have fallen short.
Right.
And over the years, consumers have lost trust and faith in salons. And so when we get a new person in, you can see how nervous they are, how emotionally and psychologically, well, I don't even know what the right word is, but they're like almost, scared. They've been burned before, and so we're saying, please trust us. And that's the hardest thing, is to gain somebody's trust who's been burned before, and when they leave ecstatic and happy and loving their hair, we simply say, thank you for trusting us.
Right. Well, I know it's hard because I've gone to places, and yes, hair does grow back, but at the same time, it's very scary to go to somebody new, especially that you've heard from someone else, oh, they're giving this really good deal. However, they kind of, mismatched
Skipped
my
out.
length, and they had so many people waiting to be, taken care of with appointments that, they just didn't take the time. And
Right.
it's nice to know that there are still salons out there that are going to take the time to spend with you and really give you,
Well, like
what
to
your hair
me,
needs.
I always think about like how many times before I was a stylist, I would sit down in a chair and they would start cutting, and I would have no idea what was going on, or they would start putting foils in, and I have no idea what the end result is.
Right.
I think, like we try to be very thorough on like this is where your link's going to be, this is where your layers are going to hang, this is the length I'm going to do on the bangs, this is where your color is going to be placed, this is the expectation. It's not like toner in the sink, I messed up, but at least now it's going to look normal.
Right.
Like we have an expectation from start to end on what's going to be created with color and cut. We do a dual consultation so that everything flows at the end.
Well,
We also try to avoid McHair verbiage. The average salon is like, we're going to cut it long, we're going to cut it short, we're going to color it light, we're going to color it dark, we're going to place in foils, and do you want a full or a partial? And we're asking all these clients these questions, and we have to remove that old verbiage and really treat the client's hair like this piece of artwork, and really describe how wide or skinny, or how the hair is going to be colored, how the shadows are going to fall. You say low light to a blonde and they're going to run out the door. They think it's some dark color.
Right.
But if you say, I just want to create some shadows to give your hair a background, because right now it doesn't have one, they're like, wow, I never heard that before. And so that's what we're all about. We're about creating that living art, and that's why we called the company Hair Studio Artists. And because we have a studio setting, it's quiet, it's intimate, it's not a very large, get lost in the hustle bustle salon.
Well, thank you for all that information. And if viewers out there want to, come in and really get their hair treated as it should, and plus a little extra, how can they get in contact with you?
They can get us at hairstudioartist.com.
HairStudioArtist.com will take you not only to our website, but it'll take you to our online booking system. It'll take you to our Facebook page, where you can read all the reviews. It'll also take you to our blog, which we write a monthly article about what's happening in the salon industry and how to care for your hair. So there's a wealth of information just by going to HairStudioArtists.com.
And what are your hours of operation?
We are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 7, or Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 5.
Well, Samantha and Eric, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
And viewers, make sure you get in contact with them, book your appointments, and get something your hair really deserves. We'll see you next week at 7:30. Thank you so much.